not hard to work on, not like modern day stuff. If it breaks down, you've had it. It's a tow truck, isn't it? You know, with these, 9 times out of 10, if they break down, you can fix them on the street. So, and you're on your way again. So I first came into contact with Cortinas probably around 1974. My neighbour decided he was going to buy one new, and it was like, oh, new car, you know. So it was, it wasn't brand new, but it was, you know, not very old. So my ultimate goal then was to get a 1600E, which was the top of the range for the UK market, where literally where you buy a base car and you bolt on all your fancy wheels and your spotlights and your reversing lights and the big flash alley steering wheel. The 1600E had everything, woodwork, the whole lot. I mean, it was like top drawer, and they were becoming affordable in the early 80s because they still commanded fair money in the UK. And I eventually got to my goal quicker than I was expecting. Back in 2017, I went to view a car for a friend, and sat in the corner of the yard under a load of trees full of leaves was this little beastie behind me. Did all the necessary body repairs, which wasn't a great deal, apart from the roof. That was a big deal. With my friends over at Weaver's Auto Restorations did the bodywork and paint, and also put the new roof on for me. So I studied these cars for a period of time and worked out what I needed to do and where I needed to go, and I just funneled all my time into sourcing parts to restore, to the point where every single nut, bolt, screw is stripped clean, replated, reused, or rather than using new ones, because you want all the correct head markings on the bolts, you want everything looking right, you want all the correct paint codes and dobs of colour on. So research has to be done. Right, okay, so we break out the Ford manuals and the Ford books, we talk to people, we look up and we find all the codes for everything that there was on the car from new. You've obviously got your VIN plates, which give you some information other than a VIN number, so you can determine what level or what spec your car was, and proceed accordingly. Yeah, well, it's been a challenge to find a good GT or a good base to start with, because obviously, like everything, the top of the range model, the Mark II here, there's plenty of clones out there, and you've got to find a good one or an original one to start with. And me being me, I like to do my own, so rather than buy one, you know, or I buy a fairly good example, maybe blow it apart and redo it, but I like a challenge. So this was a big challenge, being totally empty. Interesting because of the colour, but for me the pleasure of doing them is doing them. But coming across this one was just fluke. I hadn't even, I was looking, but I wasn't like scouring all the papers looking, you know. If one came up, I might have a look at it or whatever. Since I've been in Australia for the last 10 years, I've been driving another Cortina all day, every day, well, almost, you know, as my daily drive, and that's on the road 24/7. So they're just great. They're just a great car.